This Good Morning Northwest morning sprint is brought to you by Bill's Heating and Air Conditioning.
It is 6:53, time to get you ready for your Monday with the morning sprint.
Destin Richards has our Back to School 101 coverage, getting your family prepared for the return to class this morning.
But first to Mark Peterson, tracking a warmer week ahead.
Yeah, spring hasn't sprung, but we're winding the spring to get ready for it. Okay, just thought you could think about that. Here's 4 things you need to know with perhaps seeing a little sprouts on some of the trees. Sun and clouds today. All week it's going to be warming, really nice. Again, if you're traveling into the Cascades, still the potential for winter weather there. And we could see 60 degrees by Friday, which is going to be very nice. Really, just high, thin clouds moving across eastern Washington. It's going to be a great day.
Well, Stevens Pass will close at 9 o'clock this morning for more avalanche control. The Department of Transportation expects a lot of snow and will need a longer than normal closure. So they say they'll reassess conditions on Highway 2 at 1 o'clock this afternoon. If you're planning to head over the mountain, Snoqualmie Pass has no restrictions right now.
We now know the name of the snowmobiler who died in an avalanche on Tiger Peak this weekend in North Idaho. The president of Silver Valley Search and Rescue says search crews and the Shoshone County Sheriff's Office were alerted to the avalanche about 10 miles northeast of Wallace at around 4 Saturday afternoon. According to the Shoshone News Press, rescuers located Ron Sink, a Silver Valley resident, buried in the snow about 3 hours later.
It's been nearly a year since Spokane middle school and high school students were in the classroom, but now they're finally going back on an alternating hybrid schedule. Here's what your student can expect. Group A students start today. They will attend class Mondays and Wednesdays, while Group B goes to class on Tuesdays and Thursdays. Both groups will alternate in-person classes on Fridays. But according to the Spokane Public Schools website, there's no school this Friday, so that will start next week. Spokane Public Schools also has some resources online so families can help their student transition to hybrid learning. Those can be found on this story in KXLY.com.
And middle and high school students in the West Valley School District will start in-person learning 2 days a week starting today. Centennial Middle School will start on March 8th after parent-teacher conferences. Preschool through 5th grade students are in the district are already attending class 2 to 3 times a week. As for pre-K through 3rd grade, they will begin full-time in-person learning after spring break in April. Central Valley Middle and High Schools also starting 2-day in-person learning today.
It's official. The U.S. now has 3 authorized COVID-19 vaccines. Johnson & Johnson's option has the green light and is now available for emergency use. The CEO of Johnson & Johnson telling Good Morning America today the trucks are literally rolling off the docks as we speak. And the hope is that the first shots can go into arms in the next 24 to 48 hours. Of the almost 4 million single-shot doses going to Americans, 2.8 million of those to states and local jurisdictions. Washington is expected to get about 60,000 doses this week. The rest will go to pharmacies, communities, and federally qualified health centers. About 16 million more doses will be distributed by the end of the month and 100 million total by the end of June.
Here's a look at where the 292,000 Moderna and Pfizer doses are heading in Washington this week. Most of them head into local providers and clinics. You can see about 97,000 doses will go to hospitals. Another 35,000 are going to those mass vaccination sites. Pharmacies like Safeway and Albertsons will get 30,000 doses, and 7,000 are headed to tribes and urban Indian health centers.
Those mass vaccination sites are really helping Washington give out more vaccine doses. Since the 4 sites across the state opened in January, more than 70,000 doses have been given, including 16,000 in Spokane. Last week, the Spokane Arena site focused on previously canceled appointments as well as second dose appointments. Another round of appointments will likely open in the week ahead. We'll let you know.
Some breaking news out of France this morning. A French court sentenced the country's former president, Nicolas Sarkozy, to 3 years in prison today. The charges stem from a corruption scandal where Sarkozy promised a senior magistrate a prestigious position in Monaco in exchange for information about an inquiry against him. Sarkozy will go on trial again in 2 weeks for the accusations he hid the true cost of failed 2012 re-election campaign. He is the first president in France's modern history to get sentenced to jail.
New York Governor Andrew Cuomo is responding to sexual harassment claims made by 2 former aides. He says he is truly sorry that some of his workplace comments were, quote, misinterpreted as unwanted flirtation. With the full story online, you can read it on KXLY.com.
All right, coming up next on Good Morning America, just 2 episodes of The Bachelor left until Matt James hands out the final rose. And tonight, the women who were already sent home are revealing new details about what really went on in the Bachelor Mansion. ABC's Will Reeve has a sneak peek of tonight's episode you'll see only on GMA. We'll check weather again with Mark next.